I do have some takeaway tracks on this, but there isn't a song where I'm like, I love this shit.
Realmatic Podcast.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Ben. Gonna get into this album review. So we got Wizkid, More Love, Less Ego. So before I get into the review, I actually want to talk about his last album. On this particular platform. Me and my guys, we were talking about the best albums of that year. I think it was around 2018. I think it's when that.
I think
Yeah, Made in Legos had that drop in like 2020 or 2021, some shit like that. 2020. It had that drop in 2020, and I remember we had a list of just some of the best albums of that year. Nobody was thinking about that album, but I put it on my list because I knew how great it was.
Okay.
That was before Essence took off. And so I want to show you guys a little clip of that before we get into the album review. For the number one album of 2020, bro. My number one is Wizkid, Made in Legos.
I told
Yeah. All the way from Africa, no skippables on that project.
Like he was sending me like the photos and everything, and I was like, God dang, Ben. That's why I was like, wait, whoa.
I listened to the album, but I still think Burna Boy shit is better.
I was surprised that he listened to it. That's why I was just like, I know.
Why
No, because like, bro, I was just like, I'd be listening to Wizkid every once in a while, and then this project dropped, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna listen to this again. It was nice.
Yeah,
It was
man.
nice.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting for you to be your number one, but
Yes,
it was nice.
number one, bro.
I can understand.
You can just play that shit all the way through, man.
So on this album, More Love, Less Ego, we get Wizkid's depiction on love, money, fame, sex, the usual. To make it very short, before I get into my long answer, did I like the album? Yes. Is it a good album? Yes. But this album was more like, if I could describe it as anything, I'd say it's more like a grapefruit. So let me get into the good of the album. The good parts about the album is that, Wizkid did it again, man. He gave us the jams. He gave us the shit that we can, vibe to, dance to. It's very groovy. It's nice. It sounds good. It's jazzy, You got the Afro beats, all these things, man. It's like he's coming back with it. This is his pocket. This is his lane. And I think he is really captured his sound very well on this project once again. So as far as that is concerned, he's doing it. He ain't really missing the mark when it comes to just like making shit sound good. So it's one of those albums you can really just throw on and just let it run and it'll sound really good. I think honestly though, now that I'm thinking about it, this album was very cohesive. And the songs on the album really sound good together. They really sound good together. Like there's not a song that was like, why did he put this on here? A lot of people have questionable songs on their album. And I feel like Wizkid didn't really miss as far as cohesion is concerned. Cohesion, he did a really good job on that. Lyrically, he didn't miss again. I'm not looking for anything introspective from Wizkid, but I feel like he did a good job as far as just kind of expressing how he felt. This album was very confident. It was very romantic. It was very daring. It was very prideful. You got that on a lot of songs, really just kind of going back to the actual
Title.
You get that throughout a lot of songs. He's talking about love, but he's not also saying the usual, oh, I want to fall in love with you. It's more so a different approach. He's saying, nah, like, I don't want love. I just want sex. I just want you for the time being. You know what I'm saying? I don't want all that extra shit. I just don't. That's a relevant message in today's society. I think a lot of people are not looking for love these days. They're just looking to, have fun and really enjoy the moment with someone. And I feel like he did that very well on this album. Going back to the production, he stayed in his pocket. He stayed in his lane. It's one of the best sounding albums of this year. There's not a bad beat on here. There's not a song where I'm like, it's kind of trash. So when you critique an album like this, you gotta really pay attention because on the outside looking in, it just seems like a very good project. That's pretty much the good, man. I feel like he did well with his songs, even the songs that had the features, he did well. I know this is one of his albums where he was like, okay, I'm gonna hold this one up. I'm going to, show my fans that I can really do an album by myself. Now let's get into the bad, because there is some bad on this album. First things first, the highs on this album were not that high. And what I mean is most great albums usually have a roller coaster of emotions. They make you feel good, they make you feel sad, they make you feel hype, they make you even get mad sometimes. Like they make you feel a certain way throughout the album. On this album, you don't really get too many roller coasters of sound. It's kind of the samey. It's very even keeled throughout the entire project. And I don't think that that was a good move for Wizkid. You know, when you following up such a great album like Made in Lagos, you got to hit the people with something that's going to make them feel a certain type of way. I think this one, he played it very safe on it. As far as features, it's not enough features. You know, I know we get 3 songs with some features, but I feel like he should have had at least 4 or 5 if you're going to have 13 tracks, because he does very well with his feature game. And just like one of my favorite songs from Wizkid was the one that he just dropped with Chris Brown. And because it was sounding so well, they sound so good together, I thought I was going to get some more of that on his album. But you don't really get too much of that. Like the song Too Sugar was very good. I love that song with the other artist. I forgot her name. Araya, I think is her name.
Bruh.
Don't kill me in the comments if that's not her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about.
Area, I think is her name.
I like the one with Don Toliver. I see that he had Skepta on the project again. I wasn't fucking with Skepta on the last project. I just feel like Skepta, he ain't really doing it for me. He don't really rap that good to me, but that's just my personal opinion. But as far as features, he lacked that. I think he should have used a bit more features. At least, like I said, 5 would have been very nice. I think that would have not only gave the album more color and more flavor, but it would have stringed together some different opinions and different perspectives to give us
Variety.
moments where we could say, okay, this is a different mood, or okay, who is this voice? So another negative about the album is that it sounds good, but it doesn't sound great. There aren't any moments where I'm like,
Oh man, this is dope. Or oh man, I need to hear that again.
and it kind of reminds me of the B-sides to Made in Lagos. With this being 2 years after Made in Lagos, I think he should have came with a little different, you know, spice to this shit, man. Like as far as just kind of giving us something new, something that, you know, can make our ears readjust to the music. There wasn't too much of that. It was just the same. And I think he kind of fell victim to his own lane in a sense, because he didn't switch it up. He kept it in that pocket and he stayed in there. So the pocket was good, but it was bad at the same time, because sometimes you can
Your greatest strength can become your greatest weakness.
and I think his greatest strength became his greatest weakness on this album. And he didn't have enough star power to really hold this project up and make it better than the last project. Even with that, I still feel like this is one of the better projects of the year, just because the production is so beautiful, it's so lush, and everything sounded well. And Wizkid didn't miss a beat as far as what he does. I do have some takeaway tracks on this, but there isn't a song where I'm like, I love this shit. Right now, I just feel like could have did a little better than that. You know, I think he's capable of doing way more. So still looking forward to seeing what he has to come out with next. I still think he got a lot left in the tank. So I'm just waiting to see. If I had to rate this project, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. You know, like, subscribe, check out our stuff, man. We got a lot of album reviews. Let me know if there's something you want me to review next. It's your boy Ben. Once again, I'm finna head out, man.
Real Matic Podcast.